It's Thursday the 5th of January, about 2:15 in the afternoon, and I'm just going into the stable from the yard. And in the last few days the foundations have gone down for the interior walls of the stable, and then today we're actually starting to build the interior walls. So we actually have one stable, and two stables. The tack room now is completely white inside, including the ceiling. I can't climb over this. Oops. And there's the water tank, which will be up there. This is the shade area, which is now all white, including the ceiling. Looking into the barn, that's no different. So I'm in the shade area looking through into the stable, and again another view of the walls at the front of the loose boxes. I cocked up with the filming in the house last week. I was filming when I didn't think I was, and vice versa. So last week they fitted the radiators on the wall just temporarily, so that they can concrete or cement in all the pipe work, and then they'll take the radiators off, obviously, to do the final plastering on the wall. So we've got all the pipes for the central heating under the floor. So that's the radiator in our dressing room. Towel rail in the bathroom. And in the second bedroom. Still in the second bedroom, this morning they're putting in the windows. They're also putting in the interior door frames. This is our one into our bedroom, and there's the bathroom one. This is in our bedroom looking out of the doorway, and that window is now in situ, as is this one. This is looking along the side of the house, our bedroom window that you've just seen from the outside, and you can probably spot that they've got all the white plastic edging round the reveals and also along the roof, just to give it a sharper corner when they capafina it. Again, looking at the house from the end, the same thing along the top edge, just to give it a sharp line, and the same again here on our little extension around the windows. That's just where they've put in a tap where we will be able to shut off the water in an emergency, but that will eventually be under a flower bed, and that's just on the ground outside of our little extension. Sunday the 8th of January 2012, so we're at the end of week 14 now. Looking at the house, the new extension, you can see that the windows are in, and also you can see that he's done the edging around the roof and also the curved bit along the front of the roof. Also, he's tidied up around our old trastero, rendered and capafinaed around the windows and around the door. On the small extension, he's again tidied up around the edge of the roof. Walking into the stable now, and you can see the front walls of the boxes have now been rendered. Go in once. So that's in the box looking out. Here's a view from the yard end of the front of their two stables, and the noise you can hear is David actually still working here on a Sunday. Looking at the stable from the front, and I don't know whether you can actually see the interior walls through the arches. And that's a roundup at the end of week 14. Monday the 9th now, and this morning they've been doing the capafina above the little roof and tidied up all on the roof as well. Here's our side bedroom window, and they've capafina'd the reveals, and you can see where they've put bits of metal in, and the rejas will eventually be welded onto those. The rejas being the iron grills that protect the window from anybody who wants to get in. This is a close-up view of the Trastero window. They've put the windowsill in as well, and you can see all the moulding that they've done around the door. It's Thursday the 12th of January. I'm stood in the shade area looking through the aisle of the stable. Since my last filmed, everything now is white in here. The brown you can see is paper put up against the wall to protect all the white capafina from the concrete, and they've concreted both the boxes and also, as you can see, down the central aisle. The two rails that, or looks like rails that you can see, are for levelling, and they'll be filled in afterwards. I'm stood in front of the stable just looking through the left hand arch, and that's looking at the left hand box. And along the back of the box there is a gully, or covered gully with drainage in, the sort of thing you'd put on a terrace to take away your rainwater. And the box actually slopes very, very slightly, so any urine will run into that gully and then run outside the stable. This is looking into the other box, and you can just see where the gully starts and then runs under the dividing wall. And this box slopes very, very slightly into that corner. And then, can't get in there, but this is looking through into the tack room. That's the doorway into the tack room, and you can just see they've done the floor there. I'm now stood in the entrance to our bedroom, and they've levelled all the floor here with gravel. And once all the stable has been concreted, they'll come in here and do all this. Just a note about the central heating. On Tuesday night they left the radiators attached to the boiler, if you like, so that when our heating was on in the house, the heating was on here, and just to make sure that there were no leaks in the pipework or anywhere before they put all the gravel on the floor. And so it's working fine, and the house was lovely and warm when they opened it up in the morning. Just a view of the small extension with all the white done above it. It's the afternoon of Sunday the 15th of January 2012, just a round up end of week 15, and this is just a view of our house from a different angle. Most of what you can see, of course, is the original part of the house with the new extension built on the left. I've actually been working on the house this weekend, and you can see now all the front of the bedroom extension is all now done white, except for the bottom part, which is rough to stop the rain splashing up, and that will eventually be painted dark green to match the existing house. This corner by the Trastero is all now finished off. This is looking into our bedroom of the house, and all the floor is down. Through the passageway, in our dressing room. The only bit they haven't done is the bathroom, and they're using it as a bit of a storeroom at the moment. The stable now is more or less finished inside, just waiting for the doors, and there will be ironwork in that gap there and along these top ledges between the door and these pillars. I'm in the left hand box now, just a view of the drainage gully all the way along the back. This is a tack room, and Tony's starting to tile the floor. He's left a gap along underneath the window. There's going to be kitchen units there for cupboards, for Callie's rugs and all the other paraphernalia that you get when you're a horse owner. I'm stood on a pile of gravel. You can see where they have done the capafina along part of the back wall of the large extension. And I think that's all the changes this week.